Hi guys. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever tried to be an amateur carpenter and join some sticks or pieces of wood to form a chair? Well, if you have, that means you must have brought the sticks or pieces of wood together. You would have tied them together or nailed them together, or maybe even glued them together. Now, let me ask you another question. Do you have an idea of how the bones of your skeleton are attached to one another? Well, it certainly doesn't involve glue or nails or tying things. So, how exactly is your humerus attached to your ulna and radius? Or how is your atlas attached to your axis? Now, the bones of your skeleton are attached or joined together at points called joints. And we're going to try and understand exactly what these joints are made of. But first, joints allow you to move several parts of your body. Now, suppose you want to move your palm up or down. You don't need to move your whole upper limb to do this. You just need to move that palm. Now, say you want to fold your arms, okay? You want to fold your upper arms. You're able to do that because your upper arm is linked by joints. Now, if your upper limb was one single mass of bone, you won't be able to fold your arms at all. So, what does a joint look like? A joint is made up of several structures. And we're going to list them out now. Here are the structures. Firstly, we've got the ligaments. The ligaments are tough and strong, and they're elastic connective tissues that act like cellotapes holding two bones together. Then we have cartilages. Cartilages are tissue too, and they cover a bone surface at a joint. Now, cartilages are very important as they reduce friction at the surface of the bones where the bones meet. Without cartilages, the surface of bones at a joint will grind on one another and wear out, and could even become shorter. Then we have tendons. Remember that several muscles are attached to the surfaces of some bones. Tendons are the special tissues that connect the muscles controlling the movement of a joint to the bones of that joint. Then there's a membrane, a structure, the synovial membrane, which secretes a special sticky fluid called the synovial fluid. The synovial fluid is a lubricant, kind of like oil, that lubricates joints and reduces friction and acts as a shock absorber, reducing the impact of high pressures at joints. The synovial membrane and the synovial fluid are enclosed by a structure called the capsule. The capsule acts like a bag, preventing the synovial fluid from leaking out or seeping out. Cool, so let's list out these parts again. A joint is composed of ligaments, cartilages, tendons, synovial membrane, synovial fluid, and the capsule. Awesome. Now, there are actually two groups of joints that I want to tell you about right now. There are two groups of joints in the skeleton and that of other mammals also. The first group of joints are the immovable or fixed joints. The immovable joints have bones that are tightly attached and are strongly held together by ligaments so that you can't move them at all. Examples of these immovable joints in your skeleton are the suture joints in the cranium or brain box that forms part of your skull and that holds its bones together. Another example are the joints that hold your teeth and your jawbones. The other group of joints, you probably guessed the name, are the movable joints. And there are several parts of these. There are several examples of these all through your skeleton. And we're going to talk about these in much more detail. So, you've learned in this lesson that the joints are points at which bones are attached and that they are composed of some structures, and we've gone over those structures. We've also learned that there are two types of joints. There are the immovable and the movable joints in your skeleton. Now, what I want to do next in the next lessons, we're going to go on and look at the movable joints that are in your skeleton. I'll see you then.